as a person.
Actually, yeah, that is very.
You just have to grow.
Yes.
You can't just like was he Apostle Peter or Apostle Paul was saying that as newborn baby they say as sincere me of the word of yours that they may grow thereby. So it is expected that you have to grow.
Continually.
Yeah. The most important thing in life is to give God glory. The reason why God created you is relationship and fellowship. So when you actually do something that is contradicting what you believe, then what are you putting into society? And the beauty of a butterfly came from transformation. They get like from egg to lava to pupa to the adult. So as a woman also, a woman beauty is get transformed. There's a stage whereby she's a girl, she's a lady, she became a woman, she became a wife, a woman and everything. So it's a gradual process. But that time I was like, this is my best. So later on, I came back to Nigeria and I did something else. I was like, nah, this is much more better. I'm like, this is much more better than everything. So that's what I could do something now, and I'm like, see, everything I've done before is not compared to, and that's how the industry is actually.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Juliet Obani, and I am your host for the Great Youth Talk Show. What do we do? Now, this is a show where we bring on board Christian entrepreneurs and creatives who are making moves for God in the business world. And on our platform today is none other than a visual artist, but I will not be going into the update of that. You just have to sit down, cross your leg, and just enjoy what we have for you today. Now, I would like you to please follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, and I'm still your host for the Great Youth Talk Show, and with me here today is Mr. Adebayo David. I would really would like to introduce him, but I think it's best that we give him the honor of introducing himself.
Oh, thank you so much. My name is David Adebayo, as you've said earlier. I'm a metal sculptor, and let me say a visual artist to be precise, but majored more in metal sculpting rather. And I'm glad to be here, and let me say I'm privileged also. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, I'll start by asking you to, tell us how you got here.
Well, what can I say? When it comes to questions like this, sometimes it sweeps me off balance. I say, how you got here? Well, it has always been God, because I like to use this scripture that says a man can receive nothing except he be given. So with that now, I will always acknowledge God that, well, it has always been God.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And it's very true that it has always been good, because there's only how far we can carry ourselves.
Of course.
If God does not push us to. And I want to also, a follow-up question to that.
Okay.
You know how some artists will say, oh, they've been painting or they've been doing artworks when they were in their mother's belly and all of that. And they call themselves born artists and all. Okay. When exactly did you start?
Well, when it comes to that, I will say, well, the term born artist, there are a lot of things that are embedded in it. Everybody, like Pablo Picasso said, he said, every child given birth to is an artist. But the problem is how to develop yourself. So, but developing yourself, you need mentorship, you need submission, you need to submit to people that are actually ahead of you so that you can gain something from them. So some people now, they've taken that word born artist to be another thing whereby I am self-taught. There's nothing like self-taught. You have to be trained. So left me putting myself in the picture now, I let me say, okay, I am born an artist. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
But I was taught at a particular time.
Mm.
So that was because I've always been drawing, let me say, ever since I was young. But I could remember my parents having issues with it. In a typical African home whereby they are actually different from the rest. So whereby you are just drawing, you don't know anything else, you just want to draw. Then they had a lot of problem with it.
Mm.
So let me say I'm a born artist, let me put it that way, because it's a gift from God. So I was given birth to with the gift.
Mm. And in these African families, where is that you're a doctor, you're
Exactly.
a lawyer, or you're a banker?
Let me tell you a story. Growing up, actually, let me say I'm one of the most confused human beings back then, because growing up now, I was not the book type, and my siblings are like Shano, all these people like that. So my senior brother went to science class, my junior brother science class. So I was the one that was, even at the point I was like, okay, I'll go to science class. So I thought I never knew I would be doing art. Let me put it that way. I never knew I would be an artist this day, because growing up, I was not given the chance to be an artist, to be myself. Even the secondary school I attended, they were not offering fine arts as a course.
Wow.
Yeah, they were not offering fine arts as a course. So that time, it was really rough for me. So I actually had a change of plan in my becoming, let me put it that way, quote and unquote, like who I want to become. So I was like, okay, probably I'll become an architect, because at least, because I just enjoy drawing. So I'll become an architect. So I made a mistake becoming an architect. Instead of me going to a science class, I went to art class. But let me say, it has always been God putting me on the right path. So I went to science class instead of art class. I went to art class instead of science class. So going now, I was there until I got to SS class, SS1 or SS2. Now, like, okay, you can't become an architect if you are in art class. And I'm like, so what do we do? And I was like, okay, let me just go to political science. That was what I said. I was a confused being there. I was like, let me go to political science. And I was not like the book type then. So, and I told my mom that, is it that law or political science? My mom was like, so that moment I was like, okay, anything. I just because what I wanted to do was they don't understand me. So I just anything. So lo and behold, I did my jump. I was like, okay, I just wanted to like feel in fine art. I don't know how that will happen. I feel in fine art. When I got there, the man was like, actually, both science and arts can do fine art. And it does not matter if you've done this thing, actually fine art in your O level or anything. You can do, anybody can do fine art, because it's about talent, not what you study probably. So I chose fine art, and lo and behold, I found myself in fine art department already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very, very interesting story, and it's very fascinating, honestly, because I feel like it's something that a lot of youngsters can relate with, especially when you come from a family where they have so much expectations for you, and you have people that have gone ahead of you, and they're doing so much, like as if they know what they're doing, but you're the one that is like, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
The only different person among, I think I was back then. Let me say, I could tell myself I the black sheep, because anything book, I'm not just interested. It's not like I don't want to read, but not too much. I want to spend time doing something in my hand.
That's really
like something that I love. I just like creating something in my hands. It doesn't matter arts or anything. Even if it's repairing something, I just want to be practical, not theoretical. Yeah.
So at what point exactly in this journey did you realize that you are doing what you are supposed to be doing?
Yeah. The moment I got admission.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when I actually knew that now finally I am here. That was my admission. When I got admission to a campus, I filled in fine arts. They were like, okay, we had a lot of issues. Like, okay, fine arts. When I got to campus, they were like, okay, my admission was delayed at the point, because they were like, I didn't do fine arts. Why would I choose fine art or something like that? So, and lo and behold, I just saw it that I was given admission in fine art department. So I got to campus. I was panicking actually because I was someone that didn't do fine art in O-level, JAMB, and chose fine art because and then you have actually offered a course to
And now
study.
you're saying,
And you're saying, so I was panicking, not until I went to one of my lecturers and he was like, don't prepare yourself. Both science, art, commercial, anybody can do fine art. That was
when you came set to that,
and
okay.
now I am where I'm supposed to be. This is where I belong.
And so far, I would say that it has been
Yeah,
worth it.
yeah. I was actually sharing a story with someone recently that I didn't study fine arts on OU campus. I'm not sure I'll graduate from OU. Yeah, I'm not certain because you know what I got to discover was that the setting is the educational setting in the country. Let me say Nigeria is I don't want to say somehow mixed up because let me paint a scenario for you. When we have a cheetah, a monkey, and a fish, you put all of them on the floor and ask them to run a race. Which one will be the first? Of course, the cheetah, because that's his habitat. He can do very well there. So now, in the settings whereby you put people that are actually talented, gifted, and everything, you just put them everywhere. All of them in the same class. And of course, the person that lost book will become the first.
Yes, of course.
So the people that are actually not interested in book, they will probably last. So it will be a very rough thing for them. But at the point whereby you can identify what does this child like to do, then you can actually put out, see who excel. That's what I believe. So that was what actually helped me in that way.
And I think that if our parents can, tap into that at a very, very early age, it will make the journey very, very easy for us. And I would also like to ask that since you started fine art and you've been into the business of sculpting, has there ever been a time where you feel like, maybe I should just stop at this point? Did you ever have doubt in yourself that maybe I don't even know this thing enough to make a life out of this? Would you like to just share that experience?
Well, it was really a rough time. That time I just finished on OU campus. So, like, what next? There is life in school and there is life after school. The life after school is much more than the one we experience on campus. So that time I just finished. I was a fresh graduate during the corona time and everything. So I was not really feeling it because the corona came and everybody was just indoors. So 2021, the corona was over. Then life hit me. There was no money and things were not really going smoothly. Like at that point, I was just like, see, I don't think I will still practice as an artist. So, and there is one thing that God gave me that time. It was called the gift of men. So I just spoke with one of my friends like that, Uzuma Patrick. He's also a sculptor also. He does all this keyboard sculpting and everything. So that time I just went to him. I was like, guy, I'm not sure I will be able to practice anymore. Because even this art of everything, you need money to practice it. So, and you can't be a sculptor if you don't have resources. You can actually do some aspect of art, but when it comes to sculpting, you need resources. So I was like, guy, I'm not sure I'll be practicing anymore. I was like, no, guy, you said you motivate us. But it was one that encouraged me, and now okay. The encouragement I rekindled from it. I was like, okay, let me just give it a try. And God has been faithful. Wow.
That's really mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that I've been through your works. And I just need to say this. I was really, really amazed.
Thank you so much.
By the beauty you're making with your works. I think I was going through your catalog. I was going through and I was seeing your works, the most recent work as well, the one you had to showcase. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Where was that?
The one with, I think, was it?
Okay, that was 2020. 23. Yeah, that was last
last
year.
year.
That was last year. That was in India.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw that too. And I think somebody was passing behind me when I was going through it. And the person stopped and was going through it with me. So it was really amazing for me. And
Yeah.
I'm just so surprised that it's very good for one to, stick with your talent and just how far that one's talent can take one, and when you have faith in what you are doing.
Of course.
And I would also like to ask that, is there a particular work of yours that, you are specifically very proud of?
Yeah.
The works that you've done.
Of course, I have. The thing is, it's just like wine. The older it gets, the sweeter it becomes. I get it. So, the moment I do another work, like, this is my best. You get, like, when you the more experience you have with whatever you're doing, then the more better you become. Like, whenever I'm just like, no, this one is more better, because as of 2023, the India work was the biggest I've done so far in my life. That's about 16 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's over 15 feet.
Yeah, I saw it's very huge.
Yeah, cow head of about 15 feet. So that was the biggest I've done. But that time I was like, this is my best. So later on, I came back to Nigeria and I did something else. I was like, nah, this is more better. I'm like, this is much more better than everything I've done. So that's what I like. I could do something now, and I'm like, see, everything I've done before is not
does not compare
to. And that's how the industry is actually. That's why people are buying your works. They just wanted to get better, and get better onto perfection. That's just it. Because every artwork that I create is always much better than everything. Let me give you a scenario. There was okay, this is just concluded exhibition that I did. But it was just this last month that I concluded at the Pantheon Gallery, Lagos Island. So that time I sculpted a head of a goat. So the markup goat. The markup goat was the first one I did that time. So I was so in love with it. Like, this was like the intricacy and everything. Like, this was the best. So I got an inspiration to start another goat.
Good.
Like another goat entirely. So I did the markup goat. Then I next started the mountain goat. See, that was that's the best goat I've done. So that's always been like that. This one is much more better than this one. It can only get better. That's what I mean.
And I really like that. It just shows that you are constantly improving. Yes. And there is always room for more improvement.
Yes. It's if you are an artist, if you are not, and you are not getting better, be it performance or visual art, you are not relevant. Yeah, you are not relevant. Just like you staying in part 1 alone. You have to go to part 2, go to part 3, then graduate, go for masters, go for PhD, go for
continue education.
Exactly. So you can't just say, okay, we are stagnant. You can't be stagnant. You just have to get better. Even at the point, you have to change medium. You have to change style. You have to change everything. People want to see something new that you're doing. So something new. There was one of my clients that bought one of my works. I think about few thousands then. So that was that time. I was like, that was the best. So later on, this client saw one of my recent work, and she was like, she was unable to communicate with me. She was like, no, this David Adebayo is much more better than what she has. So that time, she now reached out to someone that she knows me. She was like, she wants to get one of my pieces again. So she now reached out to me, and the person gave her the price. This was about $1 million now, not thousands again. She was like, are you sure? She came back to my DM again. She was like, and David, I actually love what you're doing. I love this particular art piece. Is this available? I told the woman that It's not available, that it's sold already. She was like, wow, that she needs a copy
Of
of
it.
my work
Wow.
because she knows that this one is much more better than
What she
what
has.
I've done in time past. So she had to wait for me to produce another one.
Wow.
And that by the time I produced another one, it was even much better than the one that she saw.
And you wanted.
I get it. So that is how to grow as an artist, as a person.
Actually, yeah, that is very
You just have
true.
to grow.
Yes.
You can't. Just like was he Apostle Peter or Apostle Paul was saying that as newborn baby they say, sincere milk of the word of God, that they may grow thereby. So it is expected that you have to grow.
Continually grow.
Yeah.
Your most recent work, a timeless tribute to womanhood 4.
Okay.
What exactly would you say was the inspiration for it?
Yeah. Well, when it comes to inspiration in particular, it's not. I can't say inspiration is something I can't like hold it to one thing, but I can only say I get my inspiration. There is this scripture in Job that said, there is a spirit in man, the inspiration of the Almighty that giveth him understanding. So when I got that revelation, I was like, now I received the inspiration. Now to execute it requires understanding of what I've actually done. So sometimes I'll go through Instagram, Pinterest, and everything. So I get inspiration from a whole lot of places. So I can't really particular my inspiration
to something.
So, and of course, my society, because every man is a product of the society.
Yes.
So my society at large, I love the way, our women, they have hair ties and everything. So it's a whole lot of inspiration to me. So let me say that's where I get my inspiration from.
Because when I saw it, it was actually very beautiful.
Yes.
And it looks like there's so much message in it. And there's just a lot that is trying to be passed across. I mean, from the butterflies on the head. Yeah. And it looked like he was tying his scarf, but then there was butterflies to just connote the beauty.
Yes, yes. When it comes to butterfly, everybody understands the fact that butterfly talks about beauty. I get in it. And the beauty of a butterfly came from transformation. They get like from egg to larva, larva to pupa to the adult. So as a woman also, a woman beauty is gets transformed. There's a stage whereby she's a girl, she's a lady, she became a woman, she became a wife, a woman, and everything. So it's a gradual process. So the actual the essence of womanhood itself talks about the strength of women. I'm getting it. Talk about the strength, the beauty that comes from them. Because someone was saying, he said, see, let me tell you, David, the most beautiful thing that God created is woman. I was like, you can't be right. Actually, you can't be right. So it's a whole lot of inspiration. Just saying to women that they are loved also. They are loved. Although I got criticized at a particular point that, guy, it's only women that you know how to do.
Yeah,
like women.
Because a lot of artists that you know too, they do a lot of painting of women.
Yeah, some people
it's
the only women and everything, but it's not about only women. To me, I do animal figures. I did a guy figure. I mean, guy's leg, and I used to put that also.
I saw that too.
It's not about women alone. Could be inspiration. I have mine. I'm coming out. Like I should be finishing that project now very soon. It's a guy actually. So there will still be. Of course, don't let me tell you. But it's just about the inspiration I have at that particular time. Where you're getting it, and of course, inspiration works. And it talks about the acceptance in the society also.
Yes.
I get it. As an artist, you have to look at the acceptance also. So the moment I was working with the essence of womanhood, the acceptance was massive. So that was why I had the inspiration to create more and more and more. And still now, people still want more. I get it. So if you can request for it, you get more. Still my work. Do you get it? So that's it.
I think one thing I would like to mention is that in this life, just identify your parts and keep going on it. You would always find your audience.
Of course.
And once you're doing what you ought to be doing, you would always get inspiration. You have more things, and more things to say. And one of the aims of the Great Youth Talk Show is to, shine the spotlight on Christians who are in the business world and creative world, and to, help us see how they are putting Christ in what they are doing. And I would like to ask that by saying that, has there ever been a time in this journey of yours where you've had to work on projects that sort of contradict your Christian values?
Yeah.
How exactly did you navigate that?
Yeah, you're very right. There might be a moment whereby you have to. Actually, let me tell you a story. There is an inspiration I got to work on a series titled Celestial Beings. So I wanted to work on this thing, but when it talks about celestial beings, you have to do some research and everything. So I just had to drop it. Because, see, the most important thing in life is to give God glory. The reason why God created you is for relationship and for fellowship. So when you are actually doing something that is contradicting what you believe, then what are you doing to society? So there are something, of course, there must be some things where I cannot do. You can't expect me to create artworks from. Of course, as an artist, you have to be neutral.
Yes.
In some aspects, you have to be like neutral or something. But there are some things that you know within yourself that I cannot do. So, of course, I have situations like that I know I can't do this. If I know that, okay, this thing, what is it painting to the society? Is it actually affecting who I am? Because there are a lot of things out there that you actually have to like, is it that is good or bad?
Yes.
You can't be sitting on the fence. Is it that is good or is bad? Because Apostle Paul said you cannot be in sin and pray for grace to abide. You do not say it's not possible. You say God forbid. So once there are some things like that, you cannot just do it. You can't expect me now, okay, let me say I'm doing something and that's what for a traditional doing up of our shows. It's against my belief, my religious belief. You can say, hey, you are not being an artist, you are not being that, you are not being okay.
Then we say, are you not being paid for it? You're probably not even paid enough.
It's not about being paid, actually. It's not about being paid. But just remember one thing, it's for your glory. For God's glory. Will God be glorified in everything? Right. Yes or no? Search yourself. Me personally, I do critical thinking. Like you just see me sitting there randomly. Like, what are you thinking? I just am thinking about something. Like you just have to like ask yourself some particular questions. Is this thing right or wrong? If it's wrong, then I can't do it. If it's right, then don't worry.
Because actually, why would anybody want to be creating or carving celestial beings?
Yeah, it's actually
why?
It's about not actually. There's a way to it. It's not about celestial beings. The thing is, okay now. It's about your belief. You believe that celestial being could be something that is not right. But what if I paint it as a particular, a different scenario about it? Like I paint something entirely different from what you've been doing, and I give it that title.
That's why I'm saying that. As I think that what most Christians don't understand is that no matter where it is that we find ourselves, we have a platform. And it's left to us to sell what we want to sell through our platform. And like you said before, the aim of whatever work you are doing is that you are glorifying God in what you are doing. So the fact that you are taking this celestial being and you are giving it this, like you are painting it or you are carving it to give it this meaning, it's just like you are projecting something with your platform, even though your platform is supposed to give glory to God. So what I feel is that there's no reason why we should give life to celestial beings.
Well, I would say the particular project is on hold. Let me see that. Because it's more than what you think. When you are working, the thing is it's more spiritual than what we think, because life itself is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. So creating some particular things might not be necessarily needed. There are a lot of things we can work with. I was telling one of my boss like that is it that we get exhausted of art? My boss was like, how many people are in the world? Over how many billion people? How many works have you created? Can your work go around for everybody? I said, no. I said, just keep producing and just keep creating. You'll find the audience.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. I think I would like to ask this. I don't know, it looks like a cliche. Because I mean, it's a lot of things that people ask, what do you have for us? In one word, what will you say to us? But I think it's still very good. And it's to ask that, what exactly would you say to a Christian that is trying to find a footing in the business world? Like, what are the things that you think that they should watch out for? What are the things that you should prioritize? The things that you shouldn't pay attention to? Or the challenges that they would experience in their journey?
Yeah, as a Christian, you can't do things anyhow. As a Christian, as a believer, you can't do things. Is either you do it God's way or you don't do it God's way. It's either God or nothing else. So when you're going as an artist or anybody, there's one thing that I got. One of my students asked me something similar like this. Sir, how do you grow as an artist? There are a lot of challenges. There's a lot of how do you go in the world general? Like, probably might not be in that space, might be in tech space, might be in your own space. How do you get to? I was just like, see, Jesus Christ has answered the question already. Said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added to you. So what is that thing that you want to do? Work on your relationship with God first. Then every other thing will be added. Someone asks, how do you get inspiration? Inspiration is there already. Job already said there is a spirit in our inspiration of the Almighty. So you have inspiration. So how do you do this? See, everything that you need is in God. It's there already. But the only thing that is actually distracting us is that we don't spend quality time with God enough so that He can reveal these things to us. There are things that are actually in dark places. Even God said it. The blessings that are in the dark places already. So it's there, but you have to there is a journey for you to get there. It's not like I'm already there yet, because it's a journey. It's a journey with God, because it's called a walk. So and when you're walking, you are walking towards something. So I can't say I'm there yet, but I'm still walking. I'm getting so my faith journey, my walk with God actually is, let me say, it can only get better.
Yes.
Are you getting it? So it's like what the Bible said, that the path of the just shines brighter and brighter, even unto the perfect day. So the main thing is we are going towards perfection, but it has to go towards brighter and brighter towards it. So as a believer, you are trying to get your feet in any field. Let me say, the only thing that you need to prioritize, first thing first, is God over everything. Then when you're working with God, then you just see that these things that you're actually trying to struggle with is actually easy. Because, so help me God, I have people ahead of me. And one of my role models in sculpturing this thing, Mr. Odogobara, he said one thing to me that one day he shared some experience with me, and I asked myself that at this particular age, while he was practicing, was it where I am? No. Then I'm doing better. Are you getting it? So then I'm doing better. So that doesn't mean that I'll be comfortable, I'll be convenient, but I'll always try to get better. By the time I'm at the age where he is, I will do much more better. Are you getting it? So much more is expected of us to do, but you can only find your feet in God. That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very
and
much.
You just have to carry the umbrella of Christ. That's all.
Yes.
You just have to.
Very important. Yeah. Like, plaster it on it like this, that you are for Christ.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's a way that it just waits away a lot of distractions. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for gracing this. And on behalf of myself and my team, we have it's very, very small, a little something to appreciate your presence here with us.
Wow. I'm honored.
You can open it.
Wow.
Emma.
Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I never saw this coming. This is beautiful. And let me say a very big thank you to everyone that actually brought this up. Because, it's not about the talk show itself. It's about what you are preaching and getting it. Because our life as a believer is a testament unto unbelievers. Like, it's for them to read and for you to actually take this bold step. But we have different podcasts outside there, but you have something that, okay, let's talk about God. I love it. I am actually very grateful for this, and I'm privileged to be on this podium. I'm happy. Thank you so much. And thank you for the gift, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you very, very much, beautiful people, for coming with us on this episode. And like I said earlier, please, there's no way you are going to see our latest updates if you do not subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram to see our most recent updates. Bye.